topic, which is the operational amplifier. I will discuss to you the objectives. So the first objective class is about the differential amplifier. So we will introduce to you ano ba ang isang differential amplifier? Ano po? Let's define the purpose and the operation of a differential amplifier. Ano po? Explain rin natin class for the first objective, ano ba yung common mode rejection ratio? Ano po? So the second objective is about the analysis of a differential amplifier. Paano kapag DC siya? Paano kapag alternating current siya? Ano po? And the third objective is about the application and characteristics. We will understand class yung mga fundamental properties na meron sa isang operational amplifier. And the last objective is about exactly saan nga ba popular ang operational amplifier? Saan siya ginagamit sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay? Ano po? So, today class, we are stepping away sa world ng isang transistor. And we are entering yung ating tinatawag na universal mathematician. Ano po? Ng isang electronics. So, let's look sa isang 8-pin or small 8-pin chip sa ating screen. So, nakakita na ba kayo ng ganyan? Sa inyong mga ginagawa. Nakakita na kayo? Or ang iba sa inyo siguro hindi pa. Ano? While FET class or a BJT, it acts a control valve. This device class, this operational amplifier device is designed class to act like a high-powered calculator. Ano po? Made of pure electricity. So, it is called the operational. Bakit po? Because it perform mathematical operation. Exactly. Ano po? Nag-a-add, nagsusubtract, nag-integrate, and even class, nagsosolve ng mga complex equations. Even yung mga differential equations na meron. Ano po? So, ganon, literal, yung kanyang word na operational. It perform operational mathematical operations. So long before digital computers were small enough para ma-fit on a desk. Isipin nyo class, ito yung component class na kaya niyang mag-isip, kaya rin niyang mag-solve ng math problems in real time. So purely using voltage levels. So this is the infinite brain class that bridges the gap between a raw physical signals and precise logical results. So to truly appreciate class this operational amplifier, we have to look back around mga 1940s. Ano bang meron doon? The first operational amplifier class weren't tiny chips. They were massive units class made of glowing vacuum tubes that generated immense heat. So they were developed class, kung kilala nyo, by brilliant minds like si Carl D. Schwarzschild. Si Carl Z. Schwarzschild class ay hindi ko rin gaanong kakilala. Sino pong kakilala ko? Yung tatay niya. Si Senior. Si Schwarzschild Senior, because Schwarzschild Senior is a mathematician. Yung tatay niya mathematician yun. Ano? So nagkakilala kami sa University of ano nga yun? Hindi ko nakalimutan ko na yung school na yun eh. Because that time napadaan ako sa school na yun. Sa Ohio yata yun. Yeah, sa Ohio. So, itong si Carl Schwarzschild Jr. class, he used this operational amplifier for the US military during World War II. So, ibig sabihin pala po, sir, ginagamit pala noon pala ang isang operational amplifier para sa World War. Why? So, ginamit ito class para sa mga analog computers na nag-guide ng mga artillery at saka missiles at that time. Ganon kagaling ang isang operational amplifier. So it wasn't until class 1963, legendary engineer si Bob Weidler. Si Bob Weidler class at Virtual Semiconductor, he designed a microampere 702. So natawa si Daisy. Kilala niya yata. So, this microampere 702 amplifier class is the first monolithic operational amplifier. So pag sinabi natin class na monolithic ang isang operational amplifier, it is fabricated into one. So meaning yung ating resistor, capacitor, transistor are fabricated in one single chip. So kaya tinatawag na monolithic operational amplifier. Ano po? So, hindi dito nagtatapos. But the real rock star ng isang semiconductor at that time, it happened during 1960s. So exactly 1968 yun eh. Nag-release sila ng tinatawag nating 741 operational amplifier. Yung 741, yun ang sikat na sikat hanggang ngayon. Ano po? So this chip class was so reliable and so perfect that even today po, over 50 years later, we still use it in laboratories, in schools. Ganon kagaling ang isang 741 operational amplifier. It is the most successful IC or integrated circuit ever made, class. Imagine, class, we are using a design that is older than sa ating mga magulang. Kung iisipin natin, mas matindi pa yung age na ng isang operational amplifier compare sa age ng ating mga magulang. And it is still the gold standard class in teaching electronics. Amazing. So, why should you be or why should be us truly amazed? Why should us be truly amazed by this 8-pin na tiny chip? Because, class, the operational amplifier is master of reality. Meaning, it allows us, class, to tame yung chaotic signal ng isang physical world. So imagine, we're trying to measure, kumbaga, sa isang biomedical, isa a biomedical engineer, we're trying to measure the heartbeat ng tiny premature infant. Ganon kagaling ang ginagawa rin ng isang operational amplifier. Po? That electrical signal, class, is so incredibly weak. So kunyari, incredibly weak yun at that time. Just a few microvolts po yun. So, kung siya ay incredibly weak, that is completely buried under the noise, yung tinatawag nating noise, sa isang electronics. So, in a normal circuit, class, that heartbeat is invisible because hindi nga natin nakita. Kahit yung yung infant na heartbeat ng infant eh. But an operational amplifier, if we use operational amplifier, class, with its near infinite gain, yun ang isa sa kagandahan ng isang operational amplifier, class, infinite yung kanyang gain. So kapag infinite yung gain, class, it can reach into that noise. So makikita niya yung mga tiny heartbeat na meron. It amplify po yung million times kaya niya i-amplify yun until it is strong enough, class, para makita sa isang monitor. Ang galing. Po? So, next one. So, before we dive to the operational amplifier pala, ano pa ba? Regarding sa naisip ko lang, imagine, class, kunwari, we are trying para siyang ganito eh. Isang operational amplifier. Ano ba natin ito? Kunyari, imagine, class, we are trying to listen to a very secret conversation through a wall. Kunyari, nakikinig tayo ng secret conversation. Nakikinig si si Lawrence ng conversation ng kanyang kaklase through a wall class. If you press class your ear too hard against the wall, the people inside might hear you and stop talking. So in electronics class, most components disturb the signal they are trying to measure because they draw power from it. But the operational amplifier is a perfectly simple. Why? Because it has a infinite input impedance. Meaning class, it watches the voltage without taking any energy at all. Ano po? So naiintindihan po. Ang operational amplifier po ay parang under ng integrated circuits. Ayan po. Hindi po kang IC. IC po talaga.
IC talaga.
Embedded sa IC.
So yan talaga yung yan. IC.
IC po.
Nasa loob yan siya.
Yeah. Pero we can say na operational amplifier din siya.
Sorry, from a non-electronics.
So, let's look sa ating diagram ng ating operational amplifier exactly. Ano po? So, nakikita nyo ba yung 741 operational amplifier? Nasa baba ng ating slide class. This is an 8-pin dual inline package or DIP. So, tinatawag rin natin siyang DIP. Pag nakarinig kayo ng DIP, meaning class, dual inline package. Yung isang 8-pin na operational amplifier. Ano po? So, wag kayong malilito class sa dami ng kanyang mga paa na meron. So, para siyang gagamba. Ano po? Ano po? So, while there are 8 pins class, we primarily focus on the 5 most basic circuits na meron. So, you notice class, the notch or the dot at the top of our operational amplifier. Nakikita nyo, di ba? So that is our guide. Guide po siya para malaman natin kung alin yung pin 1. So pin 1 class is always to the left of that notch. So kung nakakita kayo ng ganyan somewhere, para hindi kayo, para alam niyo, yung notch na yan class, that is our guide. So left side niyan, yun yung ating pin 1. Ano po? Pins 2 and 3 class is our input. Tatandaan nyo, input po ang pin 2 at pin 3. So yung input pong yan ay tinatawag nating inverting and non-inverting terminals. Pag sinabi nating inverting, that is negative yung sign. Or minus yung sign. So kapag naman po non-inverting, that is positive terminal. So dito class, pumapasok yung ating signals. Ano po? So yung pin 6, yun po yung ating output. Okay, pin 6 po yung ating output. So the other pins, like 1 and 5, are the offset null. Mahalaga po yung offset null. Bakit? Para siya sa tuning. Fine tuning po ang ginagawa ng pin 1 at saka pin 5. Ano po? And pin 8 po class is no connection. So meaning pala sir, ito lang pala po ang mahalaga diyan. Exactly. So naging 8 lang siya para mas maganda tignan ang isang 8-pin na isang operational amplifier. So nagkakaintindihan. Are we clear on that? Hello. Do you have any question? Clarification? Hello? None so far? Okay, none so far. Okay. So, let's proceed. So class, additional pala dito. Dun sa pin 7 and pin 4, this is a very common mistakes for beginners. Why? An operation amplifier class, usually, it requires a dual power supply. So a positive supply or the positive voltage, that is the positive VCC, and a negative voltage which is negative VAE. So isipin nyo class, isa siyang limit class ng ating amplifier. If you want your output wave para mag-swing both up and down po, meaning it has positive and negative
negative peaks. So you must provide class both the positive and the negative power na meron. If you only give class a positive power and a ground sa pin 4 po, yung operational amplifier po ay mag-clip or magka-cut off yung bottom half ng isang signal. So, ganun po ang mangyayari. So, meaning pala, sir, kapag po kalahati lang po ang merong supply, kung wala po yung isa, mag-clip po siya. Wala po ang positive, therefore, ang i-clip po natin yung positive. Wala po yung negative, therefore, i-clip po natin. So, hindi po maganda kapag nag-clip po tayo. Ano po? So, para siyang tao lang siya, class. Para siyang tao. Why? Kailangan natin, class, ng balance energy para gumalaw tayo ng maayos sa Earth. Ano po? So, kailangan natin ng taas, kailangan rin natin ng baba. So, parang ganun. Ano po? So, let's give a interesting example for this one. Kunwari, class, imagine, we are designing a preamplifier for a professional studio microphone. Kunwari, the sound of a human voice, class, is an alternating current signal. It goes up and it goes down. So if we power our operational amplifier, class, with positive 15 volts and negative 15 volts, your voice, class, can be amplified clearly. Ano po? So both ay present eh. But class, if your negative power supply sa pin 4 accidentally disconnects or naset nyo po na 0 volts po siya, the singer will sound distorted. Because yung operational amplifier, class, can no longer reach the negative voltage na meron. So dito nyo, class, makikita na ang operational amplifier ay hindi gumagawa ng currents. Nire-reshape lang niya, class, yung current na galing mismo sa power supply niya. So, knowing yung ating pin-outs and yung ating power limits, class, ito yung first step, class, natin para ma-master natin yung mga analog design na meron. Ano po? So next, before the differential amplifier, kunyari, para mas ma-gets nyo yung ceiling limit ng isang operational amplifier, additional example. Kunyari, imagine, we are using a 12 volts and negative 12 volts na power supply. So, merong pareho. Both are present. I set my circuit, class, to have a gain na 100. Kunyari, nag-set ako ng 100 na gain. If I put, class, 1 volt signal, the math says the output should be 100 volts. But our power supply is only 12 volts. So this is the question, class, kung naiintindihan nyo. What do you think, class, the operational amplifier will do when tries to reach yung 100 volts? But ang na-hit lang po niya ay 12 volts. Ano po mangyayari? So ulitin ko, class. Kunyari, meron kayong power supply. Merong 12 volts na positive at may negative 12 volts. And meron siyang gain na 100 volts, class. Pero yung ating power supply is only 12 volts, ha? So ang kino-compute ng math nyo, class, through the mathematics, kino-compute niya na it should be 100 volts po. Pero yung limit 12 volts. So what do you think, class, the operational amplifier will do when it tries to reach the 100 volts? In fact, it hits only 12 volts ceiling. So ano nangyayari, class? What do you think? Do you have any idea? Hello? Or nalilito kayo? So ano kaya nangyayari, class? Based on the computation, mathematics says 100 volts daw po ang kailangan. Ang ating power supply, 12 volts lang. Yun lang yung ceiling. Ano pong nangyayari? What do you think? Wait lang, sir. Nalilito lang po. You have an idea? Hello, Owan? You have an idea?
Hindi, nag-comment. Oo nga, tsaka may nag-comment din na yung sinong Sarah.
Hello?
Ako din tatrabaho. Wala nga makakain ako nagtatrabaho. Nag-chat ko. Kung nagtatrabaho na ako. Ano po hindi ko nasisira.
Wala kayong idea? So, to answer that class, this leads to what we call desaturation. So, meaning, merong saturation pa rin po sa isang operational amplifier. Ano po? The operational amplifier will simply flatline at nearly 12 volts po. So it teaches them class that no matter how good the math is, yung physics ng isang power supply class always has the final say dito. It's like trying class to jump 10 feet high in a room with an 8-foot ceiling. You're going to hit the roof class. Diba? So, sir, kung ganun pala po, kung nagkakaroon ng saturation, nasisira po ba ang isang operational amplifier? So the operational amplifier class doesn't destroy itself kung ma-reach niya yung saturation na meron. Because it isn't creating that 100 volt class out of nowhere. So hindi siya magician class. It can only give what it takes from the pin 7 at saka sa pin 4 po. Since the power supply class only provides the 12 volts po, yung operational amplifier class physically cannot produce anything higher. So it's like trying class. Kunwari, para tayong nag-withdraw sa isang withdraw machine, 100 pesos yung wini-withdraw natin sa ATM machine. Pero yung pera natin, 12 pesos lang. So, the machine class won't explode. It will just give us the 12 pesos and it stop there. So, ganun po siya. Ano po? So, ang tanong, sir, ang tanong ko po kasi, kung nasisira naman talaga siya. Pero, if you want to know class, when it will actually break, yung operational amplifier po, it destroy itself if we exceed, what we call the absolute maximum ratings. So for example, if the data sheet says the maximum voltage is 30 volts or 36 volts, and you suddenly plug it into a 100 volt na power source, doon siya sasabog class. But as long as yung ating power supply ay safe, it hitting the ceiling with yung signal is perfectly safe for the chip, it just make our audio or yung signal class look flat and distorted. Ano po? So let's dive to the second slide. That's the differential amplifier. So if the operational amplifier class is the brain ng ating topic ngayon, the differential amplifier is the heart naman. Ano po? Look at the circuit diagram sa ating screen class. You notice that we have two transistors. That is the Q1 and the Q2. It's sharing class a single resistor na RE. Ano po? At the bottom ng ating circuit diagram. So this setup class is so brilliant. Why? Because it doesn't just look at the one signal. It looks at the difference class between the two signal. That is the B1 and the V2. So ito yung dahilan class kung bakit napakagaling ng isang operational amplifier. Ano po? It ignores class what is common sa kanyang both inputs. Like yung noise or yung mga interference na meron. Ano po? And it only amplifies class what is unique doon. Ano po? So this is why the operational amplifier po are so clean and precise. Because they are naturally designed class to reject the jump and mag-focus lang siya only sa kanyang mga data. So let's break down class yung labels na meron sa ating screen. When you apply class a signal sa isang base ng ating Q1, we call it the non-inverting input. Why? Because yung ating output po, it stays in phase with our input. So kung tumaas yung signal class sa ating V1, tataas din ang output niya. But look at our second transistor, the Q2. That is the inverting input. From its word inverting. Because of how the current flows through the collector resistor, that is the RC class, yung signal at V2, it comes out flip 180 degrees. So parang salamin siya, class. Kung pataas ang value natin sa input sa B2, pababa naman yung magiging effect niya sa ating output. So this push and pull class between the two sides, it is exactly how we get the final formula na meron sa isang differential amplifier. That is the Vout is equal to our differential gain times B1 minus B2. So hindi lang po kinuha sa tabi-tabi yung formula yan. Ano po? Through the circuit na meron ang isang differential amplifier. So, sir, ano naman po importance niyan? Kung wala naman pong importance niyan, bakit po kailangan pang i-discuss? Imagine class, kunyari, you are wearing a high-tech headphones in a noisy construction site. So ano kagalingan yan? The noise of the jackhammer class hits both ng inyong left and right ears equally. So yung B1 at B2 natin are the same. So because the differential amplifier subtract class, yung V1 sa B2 natin, yung result ay 0 po. So dyan nagmumula class yung magic na isang noise cancellation. Di ba? Ganun kagaling ang isang differential amplifier. Ano po? So, ibig sabihin pala, sir, pag bumili po kami ng mamahalin na earphone ng isang Apple, ang binabayaran pala po namin ay hindi naman talaga literally brand. Ang binabayaran namin, sir, kung siya ba ay may noise cancellation. Ganon kagaling ang isang differential amplifier. Siya pala ay embedded doon. Ano po? Pag may noise cancellation class ang inyong earphone, meaning yung kanyang result sa isang differential amplifier ay 0. Wala siyang noise, wala siyang distortion na meron. Ano po? So this ability class ignores the common noise is what makes the modern communication possible po. So, kapag wala pong circuit na ganito class, yung signal natin would be so noisy and we wouldn't be able to hear anything. So, dito nyo class makikita ng engineering ay hindi lang tungkol sa pag-amplify natin ang signal. kundi ano or ano yung dapat nating i-ignore. Kunwari class, look at the formula on our screen. If I decide signal po to both B1 and exactly what? 0. Thank you. Ano po? Tama. Ano? Kung 0 siya class, if the operation amplifier has a gain of 1,000,000, will the output class be 5,000,000 volts or will it be something else? Kung 0 na yung ating naging output. So ano pong mangyayari class? Milyon. Kahit milyon yung kanyang gain, ang ating output ay 0 pa din. Ano po? The answer is 0. Even class with a gain of million, trillion, this introduces class what we call the common mode rejection. Kaya pala sir, kahit anong mangyari, maganda sa isang differential amplifier, nagzi-zero yung V out natin. Ano po? Ini-introduce po niya yung tinatawag nating common mode rejection. It shows class yung infinite power can result in nothing if our inputs are balanced. Ano po? Clear tayo doon? Hello? So, another question. This is related to our slide. Imagine class, kunwari, yung ating Q1 at yung ating Q2 are like two people sa isang siso. Alam mo naman yung siso, yung laruan na siso. So, kunyari, if the Q1 pushes down, meaning yung voltage natin nag-increase, the other side naturally goes up. But what happened class, if yung ating siso isn't perfectly balanced? Say, if Q1 is slightly stronger than Q2 due to a manufacturing defect, how with that affect class yung music na pinapakinggan natin? Hello? Do you have any idea? So, to broaden your knowledge class, this introduces class what we call the input offset voltage. Even though class, yung ating math ay napaka-perfect, yung real world components class have personalities and flows that even engineer class have to tune out using yung extra pins natin. Yun po ang kahalagahan ng offset null na nakikita natin sa isang 741 chip. Ano po? So, to explain more this differential amplifier, here is our DC analysis na isang differential amplifier. But let's proceed to the parameters na meron. So let's dive sa mga parameters na meron. So ito yon. Same lang naman yung kanyang circuit diagram. So the first one that we can see here is we have, let's look pala muna doon sa bottom ng ating circuit. Diba? We have a resistor na RE. It connected class to the negative supply na negative VEE. So this is what we call the tail resistor. Tail resistor po ang tawag doon. And yung current class na nagpo-flow through it is what we call the tail current. So isipin nyo class, isa siyang it is like a main river sa ating circuit. So the formula of the tail current is equal to VEE minus BBE over RE. So you see, it is just a Ohm's law class. Parang Ohm's law style. Ano po? So we subtract BBE. So usually 0.7 yung value ng BBE. Because yung transistor natin class, it takes a little bit of voltage just to turn on. So kumbaga, para siyang may toll gate bago makapasok yung mga current na meron. Once we find the tail current class, we have to find the total current that the entire amplifier class has to work with. Ano po? So now, here's the beautiful part. Because the Q1 and the Q2 are ideally identical twins. So yung ating IT, the tail current, it splits perfectly class into two equal streams. Kunwari. So this is why yung formula ng ating emitter current is simply IE is equal to the tail current over 2. So, parang sinasabi ito, wala siyang lamangan. 50-50 ang meron. So, ang hatian niya, 50-50. Ano? This balanced class is the secret why the differential amplifier are so stable. So, if class, meron tayong 1 milliampere comes from the tail natin, 0.5 goes to Q1 and another 0.5 goes to Q2. So if this balance class is broken, yung ating amplifier becomes skewed. Ano po? And yung signal po natin will come out distorted. So kaya sa isang DC analysis po, yung balance po yung ating tinitingnan. We're looking forward to a balance sa isang DC analysis of a differential amplifier. So let's look at the DC collector voltage. This is the voltage class at the exit ng ating transistor. The formula, VC is equals to VCC minus ICRC, is approximately equal din sa IE, sa VCC minus IERC. So, we want this BC class to be somewhere in the middle ng ating signal para meron siyang room to grow up or grow up or down. Ano po? So, yung ating namang base current na IB po, we divide IE by beta. Since yung beta natin is usually very large, it ranges around like 100 to 200. Ano po? So the base current is tiny. Ano po? So yung concept ng isang base current natin, it watches the signal class but barely takes the current. Ang ingay nyo go. So here is the question, kung naiintindihan nyo yung aking dinidiscuss sa slide na to. Let's look sa ating formula ng emitter current. This assume class that our transistor are perfect twins. So meaning yung ating Q1 at Q2 perfect siya. Dahil walang sumusobra, 50-50 yung hatian eh. Kaya dinivide lang sa 2 yung ating tail current. What if class, we use a transistor from Japan for Q1 and we use a transistor for America for Q2. So, different yung properties. Ano po? So, will the current still split 50-50? And if not po, what happened sa ating zero output? What do you think? Will yung current ba natin split pa rin siya sa 50-50? Magkaiba na yung properties. Magkaibang transistor na ang ginamit. Kunyari yung transistor na Q1 galing Japan. Yung transistor na Q2 galing Amerika. Will the current split 50-50 pa din? And yung ating output, zero pa din ba? Isip-isip.
Yung best president yan. Best president.
So, do you have any idea? Hello? Wait lang. Sige, hintayin ko kayo. Isip muna. Isip. Sige, i-type nyo muna yan sa AI. Hello?
Ano? Ano na po? Magkaiba na yung transistor natin. Will the current still split 50-50?
And yung output ba natin, zero pa din? To the differential amplifier na B out? Hello, what do you think? Sir, hindi na po kami makapag-isip at kami ay gutom na. Ano po? So this is the answer po. So the answer for this one, syempre matik, hindi na po 50-50 yung hatian. May lamangan na mangyayari. Magkaiba na yung transistor natin. So this introduces class the DC offset. If the current class aren't equal, yung V out natin class won't be zero even when there is no input. So kunyari, class isipin nyo ito. Meron tayong weighing scale na very old na. Meron tayong weighing scale, very old na siya. So kahit walang nakapatong class, ang nakalagay ay 0.5 grams. Yun agad yung nakalagay. So unmatched, hindi pantay yung spring sa loob. So ito yung sinasabi ng lamangan dito sa IE. Because nagamit tayong luma. So para maging zero, so to answer the last one, the output should be zero pa rin. Why? Para maging zero class ang ating output, hindi natin kailangan palitan yung string ng lumang weighing scale. Anong ginagawa natin? Sa halip, pinipindot natin yung pair button or iniikot natin yung maliit na knob sa likod niya. Ano po? Para bumalik sa 0 grams yung kanyang needle na nakikita natin yung scale. Ano po? So meaning, sa isang operational amplifier, yung knob na yon ay tinatawag nating what do you call this? Potentiometer. Ano po? Yun po yung nakakabit sa pin 1 at saka sa pin 5. So binabago natin yung external resistance para i-adjust po natin yung current hanggang sa maging pantay na po ang ating V1 at V2. So kapag pantay na class, yung voltage natin sa magkabilang side, the difference ng V1 and V2 natin becomes zero again. So the lesson class here is the hardware is never perfect. But yung engineering makes it work. So sa isang ideal world class, the IE is equal and yung output natin ay zero. And sa real world po class, the IE is unequal. Lagi pong may lamangan. But we use the offset null to correct it so that yung ating output po, it behaves like it's zero. Lagi pong ganun. Ano po? So para mas lalo nyo maintindihan class, yung kaninang example natin, palawakin natin. Kunwari class, let's compare the cheap earphone sa isang mamahaling earphone. Ano po? Kunyari,
Ang tatanungin ko kayo, have you ever used a very cheap pair ng isang earphones? Na-try nyo na ba ang gumamit ng mga mumurahing earphones? So siguro naman lahat nakatry na. Ano po? So you notice class, meron siyang constant na or static sound sa kanyang background. Ano po? That is often because yung differential amplifier po natin inside isn't perfectly balanced. Ganun pala siya. So, because it's a budget product, the manufacturer class didn't spend money on a high precision match transistor or a offset null circuit para makalibrate ito. Ano po? So since our IE are not equal, may lamangan na class, yung output is never truly zero. Kahit silent class yung kanta or yung song, meron pa rin tayong maririnig ano po bilang noise niya sa kanyang background. In a small earphone class,
Makakain pala ulit.
we don't have a space for what we call the potentiometer kanina. No, which is the knob ng ating offset null. Everything is tiny and permanent. So, if the transistor class comes out sa ating factory na unmatched po, the earphone class stays unmatched forever. So parang tsinelas siya na hindi magkapareho yung kanyang bigat. Ano po? Magagamit natin, yes, pero ramdam natin na hindi sila balanse. In a professional audio gear class, however, engineer use a high quality operational amplifier that are either laser trim na po at the factory para ma-perfect po natin yung kanyang offset null circuit para ma-ensure natin class na silence is actually silent. Clear tayo doon. Now regarding sa noise cancellation po, even class, if an earphone is matched po, it doesn't automatically have a noise cancellation. Noise cancellation class is a job that the differential amplifier does. But here is the catch. Why? If the amplifier class is unmatched, its ability to cancel the noise becomes very poor po. Kung hindi marunong mag-compute ng zero ang amplifier natin, paano niya class malalaman kung aling noise ang dapat niyang i-minus or tagtagin? So a perfect zero output is the foundation of a high-end noise canceling experience. So class, this is the question. When you pay a 10,000 pesos for a high-end noise cancelling headphones versus 100 pesos for the ones at a kunyari sidewalk, ano po? Are you just paying for the brand name or are you just paying for the matching ng transistor inside? Exactly. Ano po? Yeah, exactly. We're paying for the matching of the transistor inside. We are paying for the precision. High-end brands class use match pair. So yung mat na B1 minus B2 is nearly perfect. In engineering class, zero is actually very expensive to achieve. So next time class, na makarinig kayo ng mga static sa inyong earphones, huwag nyo lang silang kainisan. Isipin nyo, meron siyang lamangan sa IE. May lamangan sa IE, ng transistor. At wala siyang offset null na meron. So that is how we think as an engineer. Ano po? So meaning pala, kung nakakita ako ng earphone, tatanong mo agad, may noise cancellation ba yan? Yan. Because yun po ang aming napag-aralan sa operational amplifier. Amazing Grace. Ano mo, kakapaiyak. So, tapos
Tapos
nung,
na rin ang chismis namin.
okay, halo, hanggang 1 pa ako.
Kami alauna magkaklase.
Tunay ka?
Ako naman ay maluko lang.
So next, let's proceed sa ating next slide. Don't worry class, ilang slide na lang to? 1, 2. Dalawa lang slide. So AC analysis. So we are done with the DC analysis ng isang differential amplifier. We are going to dive with the AC analysis. So look at our circuit differently. You notice class that the diagram on our right ng ating slide, where did, sa inyong palagay, saan ba nagpunta yung 15 volts na positive at negative 15 volts? So nawala, di ba? In the AC world class, yung DC voltage sources are treated as ground. So alam na alam nyo yan. Electrical engineer kayo eh. So isipin nyo class, yung DC battery ay para siyang matatag na pader. Ano po? Matatag na wall. Hindi siya gumagalaw or nagbabibrate. Bayan, kakain mo lang, kumain ka naman. Tataas na naman ang iyong sugar. Hindi ka naawa sa iyong pamilya. Ano?
May tinga ka, kita ko.
Kahit na, hindi ka naawa sa iyong pamilya.
Sorry na, Gemma. Maglalakad naman ako.
So, to continue this, sa isang AC analysis class, we focus only sa mga wiggles niya or sa fluctuation ng isang signal. The simplified view class is called the AC equivalent circuit. And it helps us class para makalculate natin exactly how much the operational amplifier will multiply our input. So, let's look at the red resistor na it label R prime E. So nakikita niyo 'yan. This is aren't physical parts class na nabibili lang natin sa store. They are internal resistance class that appear inside the transistor only when it's working. So ito yung tinatawag nating dynamic resistance. So yung value po ng R prime E is actually controlled by our DC emitter current, which is yung ating IE. So this is a crucial bridge. Yung ating DC analysis, it dictates class yung ating AC performance. If class, yung ating DC current ay napakababa, yung ating dynamic resistance becomes too high. And yung ating music na naririnig, kunwari, it will sound weak or quiet. So, kailangan tama class yung DC setup natin para maganda yung pasok ng isang AC signal. So, let's compare the two. Ano po ang pagkakaiba ng isang DC at AC analysis sa isang differential amplifier? So, yung isang DC analysis class is like we are checking, kunwari, we are checking if a car has a gas and if the engine is idling at the right speed. So it's all about bias and stability. Sa isang AC analysis class, on the other hand, it is like parang we are stepping on the gas pedal to see how fast the car can go. So it's about the gain and the frequency response. In a DC class, we want the zero output or the offset that we discuss. In an AC class, we want a big output, which is the amplification na meron. Ano po? If class, our DC or the resting point na tinatawag is wrong, yung ating AC signal will hit the ceiling or nagkiklit very quickly. So, para tayong para tayong kumakanta na yung ating ulo nakadikit na sa kisame.
Meaning, parang mapapause ka agad. Parang sobra todo. Ganon.
Hindi mo kasi nagigets.
Sorry.
Ay, nako.
So, question for this one. Wala, natawa si Arnold. Ayoko na. Ano yan?
Posters. Mag-edit kasi ako.
Hindi, ikaw na. Editorial yarn. So, kunwari class, okay ang matanong. Kunyari, we saw the R prime E, which is the AC resistance. It depends class on the IE, which is the DC current. If class, I want to make my amplifier louder or mataas yung gain niya, naantok na si Albert. Yan gusto natin, if we want to make our amplifier louder or it have a higher gain, should I increase or decrease my DC current? How are the two world connected to each other? Once again, if we saw a dynamic resistance or the AC resistance depends on the IE or the DC current na meron. If I want make class yung ating amplifier louder or magkaroon po tayo ng higher gain na meron, should I increase or decrease my DC current? Hello? What do you think? Do you have any idea? I-increasean ko ba yung DC current or bababang ko yung DC current?
Kasalanan ako sa'yo. Ito pala yung original panel ng O5. So sa'yo ko nila papacheck ang plate. Nung Tuesday kasi sila. So, pero ikaw, bibigay ko pala sa'yo panel.
Hello, increase. Are you sure?
Accept mo muna.
Exactly. Ano po? We need to increase the DC current.
Pero sa
More current class makes the dynamic resistance smaller.
comment ko na lang siguro. Check.
And yung smaller resistance, it allows class that the AC signal to flow more easier. Wow, sana all. It shows class yung stronger na DC foundation leads to a louder na AC performance. So let's proceed to our last slide for today's video. Yes, last slide na daw. So makinig na, last slide na. Yung iba ay nakahiga pa.
30 minutes din ang discussion.
So last slide na to, promise. So the first thing that we are going or we must calculate first is the dynamic resistance. You notice class that the formula R prime E is equal to 26 millivolts over the IE. So this 25 millivolts class is a constant based sa mga physics of a silicon at a room temperature. So sa ibang books that is 26 millivolts, sa iba naman po ay 25. So let's stick to 25 millivolts para pare-pareho. Pero kung gusto niyo naman 26, edi go. Wala namang pumipigil. Ano? So isipin nyo class, para siyang ticket price para makadaan yung ating AC signal. O parang ganun siya, yung dynamic resistance. So you notice class yung relationship. The dynamic resistance is inversely proportional to our IE. Ano po? So if our DC current IE is very high, our resistance becomes very low. Ano po? So in electronics, pag mababa po yung ating resistance, it usually means a louder, stronger yung signal. Kumbaga, mas wider po yung tunnel or yung kalsada na dinadaanan. Mas mabilis po yung pagtakbo ng signal or music na meron. So ganun siya. So next is what we call the differential gain.
differential voltage gain. So this is it is like a volume knob sa isang amplifier. This formula class, that differential voltage gain is equal to the collector resistance or resistor over 2 times R prime E. Wait lang. Nasaan yung magkulang to? Parang nabura ko. Meron pa dito yan eh. Nabura ko nga ito. Pero same lang naman yun. So this differential gain class, it tells us class how many times yung difference between sa two inputs niya, between our two inputs will be multiplied. Kung yung AD natin class ay 100 at may difference na 1 millivolt sa input niya, lalabas yung output natin ng 100 millivolt. Ano po? So to get a huge gain, we want a big collector resistor na RC at mababa po yung ating internal resistance. Ganun po ang isang differential voltage gain. So now, let's look at the common mode gain, which is the ACM. Remember class, sa discussion natin about noise, this formula na ACM is approximately equal sa RC over to RA. So this class, it tells us how much the identical signal, the jump or the noise, are amplified. We want this number class to be as tiny as possible. Ito po yung hindi natin gusto, ang common mode voltage gain, ang ACM. You notice class that RA is in the denominator. This means that the larger we make the tail resistor RA, the smaller the noise gain becomes. So ito yung filter natin. Hinaharangan natin class yung noise na ayaw nating marinig. So finally, the CMRR, we have the common mode rejection ratio. This is the grade of our amplifier. It's the ratio of the good gain. Ano yung good gain? Yun yung ating differential voltage gain. Yun ang gusto natin. And divided by the bad gain. Yun yung ayaw natin. The common mode voltage gain. So we often measure class in decibel. So kaya meron tayong formula na 20 log. 20 log times AD over ACM. 20 log daw po ang pagkuha ng common mode rejection ratio. Meaning, pag mataas po ang ating CMRR, means our operational amplifier picking the music while completely ignoring the static noise. Meaning, mas gusto natin kapag ganon, mas mataas. So para itong noise cancelling headphones class, mas mataas ang CMRR, mas tahimik yung background. Mas less yung noise. So yun ang gusto. Common mode rejection ratio. Nare-reject natin yung mga unwanted noise. So I have last question for this slide before tayong umalis. So here's the question. Let's look at the CMRR formula. If we have a perfect operational amplifier class that completely deletes all noise, what would be its common mode voltage gain? If we divide by that number class, what happens sa ating CMRR also? Does it become 0 or infinity? What do you think? Kapag meron po tayong perfect na operational amplifier, yung operational amplifier na yun, class, it completely deletes all the noise. So ano mangyayari po sa ating common mode voltage gain? Yun nga yung ayaw natin. It completely deletes eh. So ano mangyayari? It becomes Hello. Zero, exactly. Correct. Zero. And yung CMRR natin po ay, yun naman po ang infinity. Amazing grace. Nakakapaiyak. Ang galing. Correct. The ACM would be zero and our CMRR would be infinity. So ganun pala po kapag meron tayong perfect na operational amplifier. So, nagigets niyo po ang pagiging isang operational amplifier. So that is the introductory of our operational amplifier. So, sa ating next week we are going to finish the operational amplifier and tomorrow you will proceed with laboratory reporting. Tama ba ako? Tapos na kayo? Tapos na ba kayo laboratory reporting po? Tapos na kayo. So let's try to finish na lang. Gusto nyo bang i-finish or let's have a laboratory? Gusto nyo na lang makita yung laboratory para makapag kayo advance. So that is our last laboratory. Last laboratory, the next week, April 29, is your second quiz rather, because your first quiz is the problem set. Problem set is the first quiz. The second quiz is yung ating FET. FET topic.
Ako mismo AD. Mag-freelance.
So tatlo po yung quiz natin. So ang kulang ko na lang kung makapag-quiz tayo.
Nakapag-calm ba kayo?
Makapag-quiz to tayo next week. Ang kulang ko na lang ay laboratory 3 and quiz number 3 bago ang final examination. Because our last topic is the operational amplifier application. So let's try to have the laboratory 3 by tomorrow siguro. And then let's finish the operational amplifier application next week, Friday. Okay. Clear tayo doon? Okay. So thank you so much for attending. Goodbye, Padayon Engineers. Bye-bye.
Thank you po.